Rescue Sofia, and this is the little puppy pen. Oh, sorry, I'm making friends fast. We're going to find out some more of the stories here of the residents. There's about 500 of them, so there's plenty to see. Michelle's charity, which is Canine Rescue, work alongside Animal Rescue Sofia, and when there are special needs cases here, Michelle is able to help out. So, and this dog is now involved. So tell me the story.
Well, this is Tyra. She has neoplasia.
What's that?
As I understand it, it's a kind of skin rot disease that they haven't been able to treat. This is Svetlio, and he can tell you a bit more about the condition and why they haven't been able to resolve it within their existing resources.
Okay, do you just want to tell me about that? I mean, I can see there's a very visible sort of scar here.
Yeah, it was quite bad the first time she came, and we have some progress, but we cannot do that in such conditions because such problem needs home care.
And you've got so many dogs here to look after.
Yeah, so many dogs, and we don't have the resources to take the needed care for that dog.
Okay, so what's going to happen now?
We'll take Tyra back to our clinic where she'll be assessed, and they'll run tests to check exactly what the condition is, and then we will treat her and rehome her from canine.
Where do you expect her to end up? Or don't you know really?
Not really. I mean, it could be Germany, Holland, or even the UK, yeah.
Okay. Now, can I just ask you a couple of questions about this whole setup? How many animals or dogs specifically, obviously, have you been able to rehome, I don't know, say over the last year? Do you have a pretty good success rate?
Well, not the one we want, but pretty much it's quite a success because recently...
Do they all stay in Bulgaria?
No, sadly, most of the dogs are rehomed abroad.
Why is that?
Because Bulgarians, we don't have the culture to have pets and to have non-purebred dogs. People tend to look for like Labradors or Golden Retrievers or Chihuahuas or whatever.
Do you find there'll be a trend of dogs, and then when that trend sort of it isn't a trend anymore, they're unfashionable, they end up in places like this?
Absolutely, yeah. The first year we came here, there were the Huskies, which
I've noticed a few Huskies here.
Yeah, the Huskies were popular, like they became popular 3 or 4 years ago, and after that we can see the consequences. Next there were the Golden Retrievers, and of course something typical for Bulgaria, German Shepherds, Bulgarian Shepherd dogs and stuff like that. So you can say what kind of breed was popular 2 or 3 years ago when you walk around the shelter. So
And do you have a program here of neutering the dogs and putting them back out onto the streets?
Yeah, that's a program that was adopted by the whole Sofia municipality, and we work together with them. Most of the dogs that come to the shelter, we just spay and neuter. We have a quite successful spay and neuter campaign. So for like about 3 years now, since we run the shelter, we have more than 4,000 dogs spayed and neutered. And but we cannot return all of them back to the streets because many of the dogs here, like Tyra, they have some kind of medical issues, or dogs that were once hit by a car, shot by someone, something sadly popular here in Bulgaria. So those dogs we cannot bring back on the streets, so we keep them here and try to do our best to rehome them.
There does seem to be an awful lot of deliberate cruelty. You know, dogs have got limbs missing or they've been hit.
Well, there is some. I'm not sure if it's all deliberate or we are just.
Well, if it's deliberate, if they've shot the dog.
That's yeah. This is, but we have many cases with dogs. Like today, we have a dog that came here today, which was shot by someone with a pistol. So it's now in a clinic for some X-rays, and they said that the bullet is stuck in his bone, so it will be operated. So we have a lot of that, sadly. We have lots of poison dogs.
Really poisoned then?
Yeah, that's kind of a fashion the last couple of years.
Why is that? Just people desperate to get rid of them think, I know what I'll do. The most effective way is surely to poison them.
If I know the answer about that, I wouldn't be here right now, probably. I don't know. There are people that are just vicious, you know, born like that, or something made them like that.
Only they know why they do it.
Yeah, only they know. Maybe also because the stray dog problem around Sofia, around Bulgaria actually, is been here for a while, like the last 25 years maybe. And many people can't see anything happening actually, because when you see the government, they hardly do any efforts to solve the problem. They speak, they're doing something, but they rarely do anything physically. So people, maybe some people had enough, maybe lack of education, lack of heart or something, I don't know.
Now, talking of dogs on the streets, there's a question I've asked 2 or 3 people while we've been on this trip. Apparently, a couple of years ago in Sofia, there was thousands of stray dogs, even tens of thousands of stray dogs, and now there's, I would say hardly any, but those numbers are drastically reduced. Do you know why that is, and where they've all gone to?
I'd like to say because of us and people like us. Because over the last 2 or 3 years, there is a bigger effort from the municipality in order to solve the problem. There are lots of programs about mass castration.
But have you heard this rumor? I mean, a couple of people have said to me that they've been taken and killed. Have you heard that?
I've heard that, but it's 2013. You can hardly do such thing even in Bulgaria, and no one will notice. So, well, this shelter alone over the last 3 years took more than 3,000 dogs off the streets of Sofia. So it's our shelter. This year you can see less puppies abandoned in front of the shelter. Last year, only during June last year, we had 160 puppies abandoned in front of the shelter, and the shelter is not in the center of Sofia. You have to make some effort to come here to abandon those dogs. So people abandon dogs all the time in Sofia. We think that there are 10 to 15,000 dogs abandoned each year on the street, dogs and their litters, of course. So this year we have a lot less puppies abandoned in front of the shelter, so we tend to believe
You're getting there.
Yeah, we get in there. You can see the change. It's a small change, but one step at a time.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for talking to me and for welcoming us to this shelter and showing us all the beautiful animals. Good luck with it all.
Thank you. You're always welcome, as anyone who loves dogs or is scared of dogs. There are such cases, people who have been bitten or something like that, coming here to walk dogs and overcome that phobia.
Yes.
So
It was
everyone is
therapeutic as well.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you. So
Thank
I
you
just found out quite an interesting fact. This dog here, this particular colour, is referred to in Bulgaria as being homeless, a homeless colour. And that's because it's the most difficult colour of dog to actually, find a new home for. No one wants that colour. Well, I think he's really handsome. The second most difficult dog to rehome is a dog that's black. So I don't know what your chances are, mate, down here, but I think you're lovely. Stella, there's what, 2 or 3 dogs in here with legs missing. Tell me about that.
Well, everybody has a different story. For example, Ricardo was hit by a tram. Negarchito was hit by a train, and I'm not joking. Didi was hit by a car, so all of them were too late to come here for help. So when they came, their limbs were too badly deteriorated and they had to go. So these dogs, even though they are really wonderful, we have about 12-15 dogs with disabilities. They will very hardly be rehomed because people don't want disabled dogs here at all.
So they pretty much stay here for life?
That's what happens generally. If a dog has a breed, it's a whole different situation. We constantly get breed dogs here abandoned by their owners or found in the street, but Bulgarians tend to adopt them more quickly because it is here, it is the whole concept of what a stray dog is looking like and what an owned dog is looking like. So a stray dog has no breed, an owned dog has a breed. So even the dogs with the most horrible temperaments that come here and have a breed are more likely to be adopted than any non-breed dog, no matter how sweet it is. This is super good dog. He was hit by the tram. You cannot imagine what he looked like. We had, only 2 weeks ago, we had here 17 huskies. But
17?
Yes,
Wow.
because what happens is a breed becomes popular.
Yes.
They start overproducing and selling to everyone. And then a few years later, the shelters are full of that breed. Now it is huskies. Next, it will be Labradors and Golden Retrievers.
How many dogs have you got in here at the moment?
In this building,
No, I mean in
Totally.
the whole sanctuary.
our whole shelter is licensed for 500 dogs. We usually have that number up to a full, and to be honest, we usually have more than that because people come, they bring them,
So
we
you're
cannot
full
send
at
them
the
back.
moment, are you?
We are always full. This is really a horrible situation, and there are many more waiting whom we cannot get round to.
Stella, there's 2 dogs in there who've got eyes missing. What's their story?
Well, one of them was hit with a firecracker on New Year's Eve, straight in the face. And the other one was reportedly, because we didn't see it for ourselves, used as bait for pit bulls. When he arrived here, he was in the most horrible state.
This is one of the main reasons why the Bulgarian authorities need to implement a national spay and neutering programme primarily for owned pets, which will stop indiscriminate breeding and stop problems like this in the first place. Every dog should have a home.
So hi Stella, we're going to take Tyra today. Can you tell me a little bit more about her history and her current condition?
When we picked Tyra off the street, we were thinking that she would be neutered and just quickly treated for her wound. But after weeks of treatment, it didn't get any better. So we raised some money for her and we took her for a biopsy where it showed that she had microorganisms eating through her flesh that weren't affected by the antibiotics we were giving her. So generally it's an autoimmune problem, but the only thing that can be done is to keep her in a healthy lifestyle, which obviously is not something that we can do here.
Okay, so we'll take her back to our clinic now and see if we can make any more progress for her.
I am sure you will, because when one dog can get so much attention, you see we are 12 people here, no matter how hard we work, we just cannot go that far for one individual dog because we are responsible for so many others.
Yeah, totally understand. Thank you, Stella.